Take a seat. We'll be kicking off in about.
Okay.
You're in the shot there.
Yeah, I might just
Those that are here. All right, we'll get started, everyone. So good evening and welcome to the 2025 Queensland Murri Carnival. For those that know, my name's Ian Lacey. I run the carnival on behalf of the Arthur Beetson Foundation. It's our biggest carnival to date, 123 teams this year across the 8 divisions, up from 104 teams last year. So thank you to everyone that has put your teams in to represent your communities again. It means a lot to the Arthur Beetson Foundation that you continue to support this event, and it grows every year. We've also got 1,300 kids that are going to play in the JMC, the under 6 to under 12s, taking place on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So that's up from 800 last year. So really good result to have such great numbers for this carnival, and we always try and improve this carnival every year. We've got teams coming from all over Queensland, so from Badu right down through the eastern seaboard, Cairns, Townsville, Mackay, Rockhampton, Harvey Bay, Sunshine Coast, all out through southwest Queensland, and obviously here through central Queensland, southeast Queensland. So great representation of our communities across the state, and as I said, it's record numbers. So the growth of the women's game is outstanding at the moment, and that's been shown in the numbers playing this carnival. So we've increased the numbers right across the board for all women's divisions this year. So thank you to the ladies for continuing to support this event. So before we get into the opening ceremony, I'm just going to call up Tribal Experience to do a welcome to country.
Hello, welcome everyone. My name is Joseph Buman, and I'm a descendant of the Yagara people of this area through my father, Shannon Ruska, who is a well-known spokesperson and songman here in Brisbane. The Yagara tribe is one of the local tribes that occupies this area, stretching from the mouth of the Brisbane River, south to the Logan River, and out to the Great Dividing Range of the foothills of Warwick and Toowoomba, and as far north as the Caboolture River. I'm here today to give you what is called a welcome to country. A welcome to country is something that a lot of our mobs do around Australia, and that welcome to country is a formal way of welcoming everyone into our tribal areas nowadays, and is also known as one of the oldest living customs in the world known to mankind, and it's been something that has been passed down from generation to generation and has been around for over 60,000 years. Along with the welcome to country is also the tumul ceremony, the smoking ceremony. And this is a ceremony that a lot of our mobs around Australia do. And this tumul ceremony, the smoking ceremony, is a cleansing. Cleansing away all them bad spirits from the area, bringing in all the good spirits from the area. And is also a blessing. Blessing everyone into our tribal areas, and blessing everyone with a safe journey through our tribal areas. And it's a time for us as traditional owners to call out to our ancestors to help welcome everyone through that smoke. Along with the welcome to country and the tumul ceremony is also the passing of the message stick. And that message stick is one in the Yagara language we call Yalwa Buna. And that Yalwa Buna was a piece of wood with different markings or carvings on it to depict the reason why another tribal group wanted to come into the area, used similar to a passport back in the day. So a lot of our mobs needed this Yalwa Buna to cross over into another tribal areas, tribal lands. And for example, if we were to cross that Logan River heading towards the Gold Coast and cross over that river, it'd be governed by a whole other tribal group again, which would be the Yugambeh tribe. And the Yugambeh tribe would have their own set of customs, their own tradition, own law, and also their own language. And that's where a lot of our tribal groups had a special person in our tribe back in the day, and that special person was a messenger man. And one of the main messenger men for the Yagara people was one of my great-grandfathers. His name was Mukin. And Mukin was a man that could speak up to 10 to 15 different languages. So he's a man that could speak many dialects and a man that could communicate with all the neighbouring tribes throughout southeast Queensland. So Mukin was one of the main men to meet that person there with the message stick. Read that message on it. And it was up to Mukin then to either grant that one person or that tribal group permission to walk through our country, or call on to the rest of the tribe to come through and spear that person they're dead on the spot. Very serious back then. That's why we're glad they invented mobile phones these days. They're just on behalf of the Yagara tribe and all of my elders, I'd like to welcome everyone here today by saying, Yira Yira Dambali, Yanara Ganari Bajara, Nanya Birili, Nanya Bayami Jara, means you all welcome here today. And may God and all of our ancestors guide us here in peace. And we'd like to take this time out just to say good luck to all the teams performing this week. And we hope everyone has a deadly weekend. Thank yous and welcome to Yagara country, everyone.
Rightio, thank you to Tribal Experience for that welcome to country. We'll now get the Torres Strait Island dancers up, Kutan Zoro dance group.
Good afternoon, everyone. How are we? How are we? Yeah, that's good. Kapukut. Before we start, I'll just introduce myself as our dance group just come in and set up. My name is Tanya Rose Giboma. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land which we gather upon today, and to also acknowledge our elders past, present, and emerging. I just want to give a big shout out for our elders that are in the room here today, and our next generation that are coming up. We are Kuta Zuru, Boigo Island Dance Team of Brisbane, and we are going to be performing for you guys here this afternoon. So before we start, I'll just introduce our junior dance team that are going to be performing for you guys. As this year's NAIDOC was all about the next generation, so it's important for us to, keep that culture strong, especially living down here in Brisbane South. We're far away from our island home, and so it's very important for us to keep that culture strong. So can we give a big round of applause for our juniors that are going to be performing here today? Eso, thank you. Yeah, so they're going to be performing 2 dances for you guys. The first dance is called Keisisi, and the following dance by that is called Toro Toro. Now, you guys will see that they're carrying a clicking bamboo. Now, this clicking bamboo represents the lightning and the thunder when the storm rolls in from Papua New Guinea. So they're going to be demonstrating and dancing for you that dance and song for you guys this afternoon. So, yeah, I hope you enjoy our performance, and Essa.
Bye.
That's all, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed our performance just as much as we've enjoyed performing for you all. Good luck for all the teams that are going to be competing in QMC this weekend. Unfortunately, we're going to be missing out. We've got other performing things to do, but all the best, and we'll see you next time. That's all.
Radio, thank you, Tribal Experience and the Kuta Zaru Dance Troupe. It's great to share some culture here on this opening ceremony. So before we get into the speeches with our sponsors, just want to obviously thank our partners that have come on board again this year. As you would have heard, this event keeps growing in numbers and in size, and without the support of our sponsors, we simply can't put these events on. So I'd like to acknowledge and thank the Queensland Government through the Department of Sport and Rec, Olympic and Paralympic Games, the Department of Justice, and then Health and Wellbeing Queensland, and also the Institute for Indigenous Health through the Deadly Choices program. They're our major partners again this year. They've all been long-standing partners of the event, and we're very thankful to have them back on board. Other partners that have come on board again, and once again, these are partners that have been on board with this event for a long time now. You've got Quake, the Queensland Aboriginal Islander Health Commission, the City of Moreton Bay, University of New South Wales, QUT, Coles, Rebel Sport and Hands on Health. So a round of applause for all of our partners for putting this event on, helping us come up with the funds to run this event for everyone. We're going to get into the speeches now. So now I'm just going to invite up some of our special guests who are going to have a few words and talk about why they like supporting this event and come on board every year. So first, I'm going to call up the CEO of Health and Wellbeing Queensland, Robin Littlewood. Robin is a long-time supporter of this event now. She's been here for at least 4 or 5 years now. 6 years, sorry, my bad. So she comes out every year. She loves seeing the little kids run around. I know it's her highlight, and I'm sure she's going to talk about that right now. So welcome, Robin.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land as well and pay my respects. I'd like to say, first of all, to come after those dances, that was just the most amazing thing that I have seen, and I just love when we can stop and really, really enjoy that and really celebrate that, and I never want to lose that. It's a great way to start the season, and this is QMC, and we're always so excited about that. Or is that just me? So I start to wear the shirts. I've got 6 of them, and I've now got more than that, and now I've got my name on the back as well, which I don't for this one. But it just means everything to me as well. The things that you do, I have not seen anywhere else to date. So this is really, really, really important for us. So I can say I've been called a Murri Carnival tragic. So I know that I think I put that on the socials. I've been called a lot worse than that, but I've got to say I really am as well. So to think about the work that goes on to be alcohol-free and sugar-free and all of those things. It's just amazing for me. And I always say when I come, and I'm coming on the weekend as well, it's the happiest place on earth without the sugar, without the, you don't have to spend $1 million. You don't have to come in and... people just want to be here and they just want to have fun, and so for me it's just I feel good, and it's about our physical health and our mental health as well. And for me to watch the kids running around and playing, and there's no one that's angry. So there's no fighting, there's no crying, there's none of that. And there's no screens, I find as well. There's just so much to do and so much on. And so for me, it's just one of my favourite things. And a quote from last week about sport. Sport is the community's social worker. And I really, really love that. So I heard that at a conference last week and thought, I've just got to share that here, because it's exactly the work and the impact that goes on here. So the players, the people that put this together as well, the sponsors, there's so much that goes on here, but you actually change lives. And it's so much more than just playing a game of sport. This is actually reducing chronic disease rates, which now in Australia we're looking at around about 1 in 2. if we do nothing, we think that that's going to go up to maybe the one will not have one, but we'll have 3 or 4 or 5 of those diseases. So things like this, we have to invest in this. Some of the people that are sitting here as well, Brad Beatson, as well, and Steve's here each year. Mayor Flannery, Wayne as well. These are the people that are relentless about sport, and I'm always so pleased and feel so privileged to be here with you because you are supporting everything you should be. But you do that, and you're just so committed. And so for us, we can absolutely make a difference here together. Encouraging players to play, it's so much more than that. So thinking about those that get a health check, I mean, that's just amazing. And the numbers I don't have with me at the moment, but it's significant. And you just don't get that anywhere else. So for me to get a health check, thinking about physical health, mental health and the health of our kids, this is what legacy is. Regardless of anything else, this is actually legacy. And for me to be here for the past 6 years, this is my favourite event. And for me to see the kids there is absolutely nothing better. So I wanted to thank you. I wanted to wish everybody a wonderful week as well. I don't even need to say that because it's going to be so much fun. And we are so proud to do this because you just deliver impact, and that's exactly the stuff that we are really, really keen to invest in. Thank you.
Thank you, Robin. Our next guest is the CEO of the Institute for Urban Indigenous Health, Wayne Arbu. So IUE and the Deadly Choices program have been part of this carnival since day one. They're a massive supporter of it and obviously help us with all the health initiatives that sort of stem from this event. So all the stuff like you heard about the catering guidelines, the health checks, Deadly Choices and IUE have supported from day one. So Wayne, we'll welcome you up onto the stage, please.
Thanks, Ian. I'd just also like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land upon which we gather today and to pay my respects to elders past and present. It's always a challenge going after Robin because Robin has basically talked about all the things that I wanted to talk about. Look, as Ian mentioned, we've been supporters of the Murri Carnival really from day one. It's a fantastic partnership with the Arthur Beetson Foundation. We'll be involved now and we'll be involved into the future. The important thing for us is that it is around healthy lifestyles. Deadly Choices is our preventative health program, and it's all around healthy eating, exercise and not smoking, and they're all the values that are shown throughout the carnival here in terms of how it's all set up. We've also got a bit of a focus this year on tackling Indigenous smoking because of the obviously the issues there with regards to chronic disease. I guess from our perspective, we'd like to wish all the teams well. I'm not going to talk long because I know you're all here for the draw, not for us to give speeches. The one really pleasing thing is Ian mentioned the 800 kids in the Junior Murri Carnival progressing to 1,300. Health checks are important for our young mob because they're the ones that it's their future with regards to chronic disease. So if they're getting health checks each year, even if it's as a result of the Murri Carnival, that means they're not going to get chronic disease in 10 years' time or 15 years' time. So this is about generational change for our mob. Short and sharp, the carnival's fantastic. It's going to be hot out there, I think. So people have got to hydrate, look after each other. Robin said, there's not much whinging or arguments. There's a lot of our mob who are very competitive, so maybe they just do that quietly. But we hope everybody enjoys themselves. We hope it's injury free as much as possible. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Wayne. Our next guest is someone who's one of our newer partners that's come on board from the University of New South Wales, Scott Pilot, the Director of the Neurogilly Unit. So UNSW have been on board for their third year, I think, now. And Scott's been a massive supporter, even though they are based in New South Wales. He's a very big advocate for tertiary education for all of our mob. I'll let Scott talk about that now.
Thanks, Lacey. Thanks, Brad. No, a massive thank you to the Arthur Beetson Foundation for this opportunity to come up here. As we say, education has no borderlines, as we say. Although I'm a proud Murri, come from the corner countries of New South Wales. My mobber, Malingupper and Buckingham, but I was born and raised in Winton, Queensland. So my heart is always with Queensland, and it's one of the reasons why I love coming up here. But as I said, we're proud partners with the Arthur Beetson Foundation that goes beyond just the carnival here. The Murri Carnival, it's all about rugby league, bringing people together, but it goes beyond that. As Wayne and I said, it's all about the healthy lifestyles, but it's also the promotion of positivity with our education, health, employability opportunities, and we've got stalls that's there. It's about enhancing our opportunities for our mobs that go beyond just the game of rugby league. And that's why we love coming up here to showcase what we've got within higher education. But it's just not about universities or anything like that. What we're invested is your success, no matter what that looks like. It may be through education within the University of New South Wales, and as we always say, we'd love to see that. But really, from my point of view, I really don't care what university or area that you're looking at. Really keen on being there to celebrate your success and empowering you, whether through it's the game of rugby league or what's post-career of rugby league. As the Arthur Beetson Foundation, Steve always says to me, what's your plan A? Rugby league should always be your plan B, because you only get such a short-term time for rugby league. So how do we actually set you up? And that's the journey that we're working with the Arthur Beetson Foundation on, is those opportunities post-career, but also during career, and also through the grassroots with the young ones. And that's why we continue the partnership with the Foundation and the tours that they actually do. And I think that's the most important part for the other partners here, is actually jumping on board, supporting the Foundations through the community engagements, through the grassroots, to expose opportunities for areas that don't get that exposure. And that's one of the big parts that we jump on board to celebrate and enhance. So wishing all the teams all the best this weekend. And as we always say, there's no shame to educate. Let's yarn. Your success is our success, is an Indigenous success. Have a good one.
Thank you, Scotty. Our next guest is, again, a long-time supporter of the Carnival. This event's only been held outside of Moreton Bay region 4 years since its existence. So every other year it's been here, and Mayor Peter Flannery's been along for the ride the whole time. So I'll call up now the Mayor of Moreton Bay Regional Council, Peter Flannery.
Thank you much, Ian. A pleasure to be here this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Can I acknowledge our Councillor Kath Tonks, who's patched this in this afternoon, and also thank you for the wonderful welcome to country, and also our Islander dancers as well that share in that culture, because it's all about the cultures coming together, embracing each other, learn from each other. But to me, I won't talk about health because I'm not an expert in health. We've had our other speakers talk about that. But to me, it's about the kids coming together and learn and playing a team sport, because you see down a lot of the culture that's out there as far as the community that kids are living in, it's all about me type of thing, and they're always on their phones or iPads, and it's not about getting out there and being part of a team and putting the team before yourself. So these skills that the kids are going to learn, and the adults as well, because we're all exposed to that kind of society now, it's about being part of a thing that's bigger than yourself. And I think that's a very important lesson for these kids to learn, and for the adults to learn as well, that your team only succeeds if everybody puts in for the other person. And you see that through rugby league. The fantastic game of rugby league is a fantastic instrumental or vehicle to do that through. So congratulations on building a fantastic carnival. We're very proud to be here. We're very proud we came on board and got it away from Ipswich, because we are very competitive as local governments as well. We do like to win, but it's all part of the one family. So you're part of the Murri family. So it's a bit like being relatives, where you may not get along with them, so you battle it out in the footy field, but then when you get together, you're still part of that family. So embrace yourself and be kind to yourself and to others as well. Enjoy the game. Congratulations, Ian, to you and your team on putting this carnival on. It's been tremendous, and the success speaks for itself, with more and more people want to come along and be part of it. But the opportunities there to get some great messaging through about health, about education, about just being a better person and being a positive contributor to our communities is why we're involved. We're happy to continue to be involved, and I'm very excited you take the most opportunities of our great sports facilities, because we do invest a lot of money in sport. And a previous mayor saying was one more kid playing sport is one less kid in court. So we want to see that opportunities given to each and every children wherever they are in our great state of Queensland. And thank you for being here and enjoy part of the city of Moreton Bay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. To wrap up the opening ceremony, our chairman's an apology of the Arthur Beetson Foundation, Steve Johnson, but I'll call up the son of Arthur, Brad, to come up and speak on behalf of the Arthur Beetson Foundation.
Thanks, Ian. Just also like to acknowledge the traditional owners, Yagara people, and the dancers today. 14 years Murri Carnival's been going. I remember being down at Burleigh 14 years ago, and I think Dad was an ambassador, and meeting Adrian and watching the carnival and having Dad there and telling us how special it was, the connection our people have to rugby league and what it means to our mob. So, obviously he passed away and we started the foundation and moved on, and here we are today 13 years later, here with 123 sides, and a lot of friends and people that I've met, supporters and family, the sponsors that we've grown over the years. How much rugby league means to our people. Like, it just, as I get to go to communities all throughout, what my father achieved. We talk about respecting our elders and all that sort of thing. And for me, what Dad achieved, I opened so many doors for myself, and we provide this opportunity for our mob to come and play the game they love together, representing their family, and it's something we're really proud of, and I really hope you enjoy the carnival. Dean, good luck. He's got 8 days ahead of him. To all the crew, we've got a family with these fellas. They've all been, we've been all over across the world and all that sort of thing with footy and all that over the years. So it's really good to catch up with everyone and see you all, and make sure you have a yarn over the next few days. So, right.
Thank you, Brad. Rightio, that concludes the opening ceremony part of tonight. So we're going to get into the draw now. So before we get into the actual draw, just going to go through a few things that we just need to do like we do every year. So before I get into some of the QMC manager address, I'll call up Eddie Monet and Linda from the QRL and Jamie Simpson. They're just going to have a quick chat around some of the QRL processes and stuff that's going to unfold over the next 8 days.
Hey, I can't believe it. It's QMC time. Unbelievable. Before I start, I'd like to respectfully acknowledge the traditional custodians. Thank you very much for that blessing from both the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander families that were here again. Again, that is another generation of generations that have performed here over the past 6 years, so that's quite incredible. Also, I'd like to acknowledge the Beetson Foundation and also Brother Brad, you and your family. The legacy is quite incredible. And also our strategic partners and our partners moving forward. To the families that are here, that have travelled afar, in a big SO, it's really good to see you all again. I can't believe we're actually here again. Not just that, but on top of that, it's 3 times as big, 3 times as fast, very, very quick. Yes, it is competitive, but at the end of the day, it's the first time in the history of, I believe, our state where we can get all black fellas from all over the country together to celebrate the coming together of families and the coming together of cultures. And I made a specific mention of both of those too, because football is just a blessing. It's something that we do quite naturally, and it's something that we do without thinking about it. On behalf of my chairman and on behalf of my CEO, Ben Eichen, we will always be part of this competition. We will always be part of the Queensland Murri Carnival because of its simple beliefs, and its beliefs are basically around making sure that there is an educational pathway and a health component that helps to improve the health and well-being of our First Nations people moving forward. And again, just to reflect on a couple of key themes that came up from our previous speakers, family is a big thing when it comes to football. Family is a big thing because it's a generation of a generation now still carrying on a name. And that family name is quite critical in our First Nations circle and carrying on that heritage and that connection to country. And I believe being here, we're being blessed to be in Mayor Flannery's backyard here in this beautiful city of Moreton. I think this is just a classic example of where the coast meets the salt water and then the fresh water as well. So we're smack bang in the middle. So whether you're from each of those respective areas, you're definitely welcomed here. And the next few days, the next couple of hours, I think is going to be quite critical when you walk out these doors and the reality set in that it's about to happen. All the best of luck to everybody that's participating this year. A huge congratulations to the organising committee for this year's event. It is a massive event logistically, but it's something that I believe we will take pride in moving forward. But more importantly, it leaves a legacy for the next generations that's about to take up the mantle. Before I hand this microphone over, I just want to make a special acknowledgement and of a family that is here this evening. They're a gentleman that I can't mention his name because he's now crossed over. He's always here, and I can tell you a week to 2 weeks to a month out of the Murri Carnival, I always get a phone call from him, and it's about players, it's about rules, and I don't have that luxury this year, but I was greeted by the family, and it's in my heart, and I will carry his memory throughout the carnival. Biggest on, thank you.
Hi everyone, my name's Linda. I'm from Queensland Rugby League. I'm here to talk a little bit more about the compliance and governance side of sanctioning a carnival. But before I get into that, I just wanted to thank all of you that are here. I've been working really closely with a lot of you over the last couple of weeks, making sure that we're getting players registered to the carnival, making sure that team staff have the correct accreditations, and that we're getting the child safety patrons of the game course done. So I really want to thank you for all your hard work in that space. It's made my job and my team's job a lot easier as well. So the first thing I just wanted to touch on was the importance of registrations. I've spoken to a couple of team managers, and because the players have an NRL ID, they think that they're registered. It's important that we register to the carnival. So they may play club football throughout the season, but we need them to be registered to the carnival to make sure that we've got a record of their participation and that they're covered for insurance. And also for coaching staff, it's so that we can check their accreditations and make sure that they're accredited in the position that they're holding. And another reason for registrations is HIAs. It's really important with any head injuries that we're able to record that against the participant's profile. So all these things that I've just spoken about relate to player safety and making sure that we have a safe carnival. Just wanted to quickly touch on league safes. Just a friendly reminder that the NRL on-field policy allows 2 league safes on the field at one time. They need to return to the bench once they've carried out their duties, and they should be wearing a yellow shirt or a high-vis yellow vest. Suspended players. No one should be participating in the carnival if they're suspended unless they've applied for special consideration. Special consideration, Jamie sent out the link for that application last week and again today, I think. So just some parameters around that special consideration. It's for anyone that's suspended with a grade 1 or grade 2. It's a first offence for 2025, and it's not for striking or contrary conduct. So if you have got anyone in your team that you know might be suspended and you want to get that special consideration in, please get it in by lunchtime tomorrow so that we can do our due diligence in approving or declining that special consideration. Just a friendly reminder about match officials. They do a great job. We're all bound by the QRL Code of Conduct, so please make sure that we're keeping it positive. If it's not positive, then it's pointless. HIAs. Players will need a head injury recognition referral form to take to the doctor if they have a suspected concussion throughout the duration of the carnival, and they can return to play when they present an NRL Community Head Injury Concussion Medical Clearance form. No other form will be accepted for them to return to play after a head injury. Please remember, a head injury is a head injury. It's not a sports injury. And if in doubt, please sit them out. In relation to match review, if a player is sent off for any reason, a review will be done by the QRL match review process and subject to the same week-to-week seasonal process. Being registered to My Sideline also assists with this process because it helps speed it up if we can find the player quickly. That's me. I hope you all have a really, really great carnival. I'll be around for the duration of the carnival. So if you need anything, please feel free to come and see me.
Thanks, Linda. For those who don't know me, it's a good thing because I normally bring bad news to you. So my name's Jamie Simpson. I am like the intermediary between the QRL and ABF and the Murri Carnival. So the less of you see me, the better. But I've got nothing more really to touch on than what Linda really said. But I really do hope that every single one of you get online tonight and register, because there are a few teams who still haven't registered their players. So if you don't register, you can't take the field, and then it could turn into a little bit more of a bad issue for you. Not only that, I just need to clear up a little bit of a confusion between our portal. So the QMC portal and the team list that you're sending to the QRL are two separate things. So you still need to go to the QMC portal and update that before your first game as well. So if there's any questions about all that kind of stuff, you can ask me afterwards. Any complaints, see Linda.
Thanks, Eddie, Linda and Jamie. So yeah, just on what Jamie just mentioned there. So the reason behind the QMC portal and the My Sideline one. So all the stuff that we run for the carnival, for the live stream and all the games is run through our portal. So we need that portal to be accurate. So when commentary are calling your games, they can get the correct names. They can look after pronunciations and all that sort of stuff. The My Sideline portal is purely for the game management side of it. So HIA, suspensions, etc. So we do acknowledge that yes, it is frustrating with two systems. We are working on that with the QRL and how we can try and streamline it to be one. But for the time being, it just has to be that way. And we just, again, it's about making sure we provide a safe environment for our people, but also being able to run the carnival with all the elements that we've got, such as the live stream and the commentary and all that. So just a couple of things from myself before we get into the draw. So you would have received, obviously, the info pack when you signed up, and then a team manager's info pack email from our team. Most questions will be answered in those documents. So for your team managers and coaches, please make sure you're familiar with that. It's got all the carnival rules. It's got all the information relevant to this carnival. So please make sure you read that before you contact us and ask a question, because, as I said, most questions will be answered through that medium. Just a couple new processes this year. We've touched on this in the for those that attended the team managers meeting a month or so ago. So thank you to those that attended, and we also emailed out the recording of that to the ones that couldn't. So hopefully you watched it. But we'll just go through a couple of things again, just to reiterate what they are. The water and ice. In previous years, we've had water coolers and ice on each field for teams to be able to use throughout the carnival. That's no longer an element of this carnival, so we've had to take that away. So all teams will be responsible for your own water coolers and getting your own water to the fields for the duration of your game. We will have an ice van here. If people want to purchase ice, they can. But yeah, again, it's up to the teams to be self-sufficient in that space. Another thing that's changed also is previously we'd given out strapping tape to each team, part of the registration process. Again, all this stuff was sent out and communicated after last year's event. The overwhelming response from most teams was that they wanted cheaper fees. So we reduced the nomination fee, but in light of that, we had to cut out a couple of things. So no strapping tape is provided to teams this year. We will have the same medical setup as we've always had. So you'll have the NRL medics, which consist of 8 paramedics and 2 doctors. They'll be looking after all the on-field and off-field injury management and general first aid. They'll be set up in the same space they've been in previous years. We'll also have the physios there again, as we've had in previous years. But given that we're not providing tape to you this year, you have to, if you don't have that resource in your team to be able to strap and have some basic sort of physio sort of injury assessment processes within your team, there is that function there. You can send your team over. They can still strap, but you will have to take your own tape over to them. So again, there will be tape there if people don't have any that we can that they can purchase. For those that don't have it, but yeah, that's a new process as well. So with the league safes, so Linda mentioned the league safes on the field. So You should have all got a league safe shirt in your kits, which you'll get very soon. So again, given previous years, there'd been some teams that hadn't had the yellow shirt or the yellow vest on the field, given that is a QRL requirement for those staff to wear those shirts. We've actually supplied one for you. So there's one per team that's been supplied. If you have got a second league safe, you can go and see Struddy's. They've got some yellow shirts that you can purchase off them, or if you've got a yellow vest, the second league safe can wear that. Ball crew, another change to the carnival this year. So we've asked all teams to provide one ball crew per team that can run the line during your game only. So again, we provided a ball crew shirt for each team in your jersey kits for you to give to that kid that you identify that's going to run the line for you. But yeah, just given the struggles that we've had in recent years trying to get those kids to show up to the fields and stay there for those long days. You know, these days go for 8 or 9 hours, and those poor little kids are buggered by the end of the days most of the time. So it was very problematic for us because it slows down the game when the ball crew aren't doing their job. So we've asked, we're trialling it this year for teams to provide their own ball crew and run the line during their game. And we've also got some prizes that we'll give out to those kids. So if they come and see us wearing their ball crew shirt, we'll be able to give them some prizes for doing it. So the insurance has been spoken of by Linda. So really important that if you are going and seeing that NRL Medics tent, that you take that piece of paper away with you. So please let your players know that they do not leave that Medics tent without it, because if you come then approaching us for insurance after the carnival, if you don't have that form, we'll struggle to be able to help you. So really need just to pass that information on to your teams to say do not leave that Medics tent without that form, because that's going to be your form that's going to help you with insurance, that's going to help with a whole range of things. Next thing, so the QMC app. So for those that haven't, download the QMC app, please. It's got all the relevant information for the carnival. Also, it's a great resource for you guys to communicate back to your families back home that can't physically be here. So we live stream every game. So every field's live streamed with commentary. Unfortunately, we've had to cut the commentary back this year, so it's only on the one field this year, just again due to some budget constraints. But every game is live streamed. So if your family members can't get here, they can watch it on the QMC app. So please, and it's also got all the stuff. So the draw will be on there, all the sponsors information, all the relevant information for this event is on that QMC app. We've also got the canteen menus. One of our canteens, I can see him there, Albert Bowie and his family will be running the canteen again this year. So we sent out a communication to all teams from them the other day. So if you want to pre-order some of your meals so you don't have to wait in line, we encourage you to do that. So send an email back to Albert and his crew, and they'll look after you. Then Albany Creek Crushers is the running their canteen again as per last year. There'll also be a coffee van there this year. I know that was something that wasn't there last year, and had a lot of complaints on people walking in saying, "Where's my coffee?" So we've got that back. So there's a coffee van, and then there's Albert Bowie's crew and Albany Creek. So there's a very good variety of food available. They all operate under the Deadly Choices catering guidelines. So just on that, same as previous years, security will be doing bag checks and ensuring that we don't bring some of those foods in. What else is there? So team lists. So as Jamie said, it's really important that we get the team list right. You will not be able to take the field on that first game on Friday if those team lists aren't accurate. So same as previous years, we've got a team on each field. They'll have the iPads. They will come and find you half an hour before the game, and they'll talk to your manager, and we need to get that right. Once you play in a game, you are locked into that jersey. So you've got 25 players part of your squad throughout the whole carnival. If you only play 20 in the first round, that's fine. You've still got 5 spots available. You can fill them after the first game, but you just can't change your number once you've played in that first game. So we need managers, obviously, to support our staff and our team that's doing that by when they come up and find you before the game, just spend some time with them, make sure it's all right, and then there won't be any issues. But if people are swapping jerseys and stuff like that, there will be issues. So we just got to make sure that we get that right. And it also serves purpose for the commentary. We get a lot of complaints on our live stream from people saying that's not the right person. We can only go by the information you give us. So if you're putting a team list down and people are not in that number that you put down and people are calling it, well, that's on you guys. It's not on us. So for your families that want that respect for the names to be called out properly, we really need your assistance with that to make sure that's accurate so we can get it right. Playing jerseys, as I said, once you're playing a jersey, you're locked into that number. We will have what's called a blood jersey, so if there's any, if you get a jersey that gets a lot of blood on it or ripped, we have got other jerseys that we can swap you out. Last year we had an issue with one of the blood jerseys being on one of the games where two black teams were playing each other. So we've got a white and a black blood jersey this year to overcome that. So if someone does wreck a jersey, just tell them to come up and see me, and we can then fix that player up, and they've got a jersey to wear for the duration of the carnival. So last thing I just want to touch on before I go into a couple of commentary and stuff is there's obviously an incident in the women's final last year. We want to touch on it now because there's been a couple over the last few years that we just want to make sure that everyone understands that we get that, there's a lot of passion and stuff that goes into these carnivals, and we get that when the game's on the line and you're in finals that, tempers can flare and it gets a bit heated. But we just need you guys to be able to control your teams. We cannot have another incident like we had in the women's final last year where we had people run on the field from the sideline. We had players and staff run on the field. We cannot have it, guys. So we've got processes in place this year to deal with it. So what you will see around the venue is we have gone and got CCTV. So there's CCTV cameras positioned all around the venue now. So it will capture absolutely everything. So we just got to make sure everyone, we understand that football gets very passionate and sometimes tempers can flare, but we need you also to be able to control your teams. So if something does happen, we need you to be able to be respectful of the carnival and what we're trying to achieve here, and pull your teams back into line and not let it escalate to the point where it got to last year. So your assistance to that would be greatly appreciated, because, as I said, the last thing we want to do then is go through the process of telling people they can't play in this event, because we want all of our mob to be able to play in the event. But if people are doing the wrong thing, and that's just not the on-field stuff, those that were here last year, there's a few off-field incidents as well. So again, we want to try and get rid of that stuff, because we've got a lot of kids, a lot of children, a lot of families here that we don't want to be exposed to that type of behaviour. So if you can help us out with that, it'd be greatly appreciated. Before we get into a couple other things, I'll just invite Donnie up now, Donnie Hansen, who heads up our commentary team. He's just going to have a quick chat about obviously his team and how they'll support the carnival, and just some of the things that you can expect from his team and the commentary.
Thanks, Ian, and good afternoon, all the special guests, players. Pretty much cut and paste what you said. We've got to make sure that Eddie Monet, who's with myself, Alex Durante and Mark Tukey, we want to make sure we do the great and right thing for your community, for the players, and especially the memorial teams. So let's get it right.
Thanks, Donnie. Short and sharp. Now I'm going to call up Uncle Barry Fisher and Uncle Barry Harrison. For those that have been in the last couple of years, you would have seen that we've created some new roles in recent times, and we call them the Artie ambassadors. So these guys are employed to continue on Artie's legacy of what he's done for the game. So just to give you a bit of background for those that are new, these are some of our prominent elders in our community. So we invite them along to help us with some of the game management. So you'll see these guys, they'll be in their orange shirts, they stand out. So they'll be positioned on each field, and their job purely is just to try and keep some of the things in check and control. So some of the stuff like when we know people get frustrated at referees. Once they start talking to referees, they'll just ask you to quieten down, because we just don't want to let that escalate to a point. Some of the some teams might get frustrated with some of the players or the league safes or whatever and start yelling at them on the field. They'll ask you just to quieten down and just be respectful. So all that we ask is that you just respect them for the position they hold in our community, but also in this event. The elders that have been part of this community for a very long time, and they've been there, done that, seen it all. So they know a lot of your families, they know a lot of you all personally, and they're here to do a job. So again, we understand that sometimes when they're asking you to do something, you might think that you're not doing something wrong and say something back to them. We just ask you to just be respectful and understand that, again, they're just there to do a job and try and help this carnival run to the best of its ability.
First of all, I'd just like to thank the traditional owners of this country where we're having this carnival, for the elders past, present and emerging. And like Ian said, we're here to do a job. So if you show the respect to us, we'll show the respect to you. works both ways. So have a good carnival, eh?
Thanks, Unks. Just last two things before we get onto the draw. So the judiciary process. So same as previous years. So if there's an incident on the field that's cited by a referee that needs to go to match review, it'll be clipped up and sent via Brian's team, the guys that film all the games. It'll be sent to the QRL representative. They will then go through the match review process, same as normal clubland. So if there's a charge that needs to come from it, that will then be communicated back to Jamie Simpson and our team, and then we will contact you as a team manager or team coach to let you know what the outcome of that charge is. So then you'll obviously have the ability to either take the charge and take the suspension, or you have the ability to go to a judiciary. Obviously, we are very mindful that in these carnivals there's quick turnaround between one game to the next. So if there is something that is cited, we'll do our best to get it back within a really reasonable time frame. And then if you want to go to a judiciary, you've got that right. We'll do our best to stage that judiciary with enough time for you to obviously get through before your next game. So there's no changes to what you'd normally experience in clubland for that, but obviously it's just on a faster time frame. So any assistance that you can give us during that process is obviously appreciated, because the last thing we want to do is have a player not be able to play in a game because we haven't sorted through that process. So that's the judiciary process. The judiciary is made up of a panel of people that are both, First Nations people that have been involved in rugby league. They've sat on judiciaries before, so they're experienced in doing this, and they'll then be able to sit through and talk through that process with you. The last thing I want to touch on is obviously then the dispute process. So same as previous years, if you have got a dispute that you want to raise with us around your game, there is a process to do it. So the first thing I will say is do not come up to me and Jamie and say you want to challenge a referee's call or you want to do this, this and this. There is a process that you all need to follow. If you want to lodge a dispute, there's a fee that's attached to it. All this information's in the info pack. You have to come up, pay the fee with your dispute written out, and then we will assess it. You've only got 10 minutes from after your game. So after that game's finished, you've got 10 minutes to sort through your coaching staff and decide if you want to do it. Then you've got to follow the right processes. So again, I'll say that please do not come up to me and Jamie and say you want to challenge something because something, and without putting your money forward and all that, it won't be accepted. We're not going to go back and check things based on your hearsay. Okay, we've got all games are filmed. We've got CCTV. There's enough footage there now for us to be able to sort disputes for you, but it has to be done in the right process, in the right manner. So please understand that and please follow that process, and then everything will be fine. If your dispute is around your points for and against and stuff like that, Condi and Rob, they've been part of the carnival for a very long time now. Again, that's not a dispute that has to be money paid. That's just if you thought you scored 34 points instead of 32, just come up respectfully and raise it with us. They'll go back through the footage and changes will be able to be made. So yes, the ladder might say one thing now. That's a point in time sort of thing based on the information they have. If someone comes and raises something and it's validated that yes, you did kick that conversion, or yes, you did miss that conversion, we can change it and update the ladder, and it'll be sorted before we get into those final stages. Cool. That's all from me. Before we get into the draw, I'll open it up if anyone's got any pressing questions or queries they want to raise now before we get into the draw. Anyone? HIA, same as rugby league, community footy. So if you get a HIA, you have to present yourself to the medics tent. They will then determine whether it's a HIA. They'll give you the documentation that says you've been categorised as a HIA, and you'll be stood down for the 11-day mandatory stand-down period. So that will rule you out of the rest of the carnival, obviously. It is then on the individual to then go back and see a GP to then get their clearance to go back and compete in rugby league. So obviously, being carnival season, a lot of your community members will go and play in multiple carnivals. If you get a HIA here, it's up to the individual to go see their doctor and get that clearance after their 11 days to then go, that information needs to be put back to the QRL so we can then get your clearance so you're not marked off as not being cleared to return to footy. So, yeah, so it's on the individual. We'll remind you after the carnival from the documentation we get from the medics team that you got a HIA, and it's up to you to go and follow through on that, but that's the end of it. It's not our job for you to return to footy. You've got to do that individually. Any other questions? Perfect. All right. What we're all here for now, we'll get into the draw. So same as previous years, we'll start with the women's teams. So what will happen is Eddie will press the button, which will then call out the team name. The team representative will then come up, press the button, and that'll then determine your place in the draw. Once you've done that, we'll send you outside to the ladies outside where you'll sign off and get your gear. For those that haven't yet, we need you all to sign the NITV release form. So NITV will be broadcasting our games, our finals day games after the event on their network. So we just need everyone, every representative from each team to sign that release form. So if you haven't done that already, please ensure you do that before you leave. But other than that, let's get into it. Eddie.
This quantity makes me nervous all the time. Ready to rock and roll? Ready. All right, let's go.
SEQ Magic. And number 2. Thank you. Sherberg Hornets. Nah, that's SEQ, man. Number 5. Undumby Connection. Number 11. Mungandai Panthers.
How come Mungandai got to come all the way from the back, all the way to the front there?
Number 3. CQ Murri Binder. I don't think they're here, so Jamie, you want to do the honours? Number 7. Highlanders. Anyone from Highlanders here? You're up again, Jamie. Number 10. Brisbane Blacks. Anyone from Brisbane Blacks here? Nope. Rightio, Jamie. Number 6. Walkabout Titters. Number 8. Coastal Connection. No one from Coastal here. Jamie, you're up. Number 9. Bruce Fisher Memorial. Number 4. That leaves Country Titters with number 1. Country Titters. Someone from Country Titters here? No? Rightio, good luck to all the women's team taking part in the 2025 Queensland Murri Carnival. Rightio, the men's division, we got 28 teams this year. We did have 29, but we lost on last night, so 28 teams competing, which again is an increase from last year. So this draw will be live on the app very soon. Rob, once he gets through it, he'll make sure it's live, so you'll be able to see all your games. Badu Warriors. Number 23. Undumby Connection. Number 5. Sunshine Coast Bunyas Gold. Number 26. Niall Jordan Fisher Law Memorial. Number 14. Darkies Next Generation. No one from the Darkies here? Righto, Jamie. Number 21. Sunshine Coast Bunyas Black. Number 13. Darkies Connection. Darkies aren't here, so Jamie. Number 18. Morgan Murray's. Number 1. Bulls United 1. Number 16. Marinara Murray's. Number 10. Meanjin River Murray's. Number 17. CQ Murray Binder. Number 27. East Coast Sharks. Number 6. Perga Wagtails. Anyone from Perga here? Nope, Jamie. Number 7. Sam Speedy Memorial. Number 8. Country Brothers. No one from Country Brothers? Jamie? Number 28. Bruce Fisher Memorial. Number 25. Murri Warriors. Number 12. SWQ Mendana. No one here, Jamie? Number 24. LJ Crete United. Number 22. Murray Barma, FFW Memorial. Number 3. Brisbane Blacks. No one from Brizzy Blacks here. Jamie. Number 4. Winner Manly Murrays. Number 2. Toowoomba Warriors. Number 11. Merging Mobs. Number 15. Cambu Warriors. 19. Boys United 2. Number 9. And that leaves Sherburg Hornets, number 20. So good luck to all the men's teams, and good luck to everyone at the Queensland Murri Carnival. The draw will be put up on the screen soon. All right, bro. Traffic. Thanks, man.